Today in the story, I really hope you can join in with me, and you might say three big hairy brothers with me, because we know who has three big hairy brothers. What's his name? What's our main character? Well done, Prince Cinders. He has got three big hairy brothers. Let's try that. Three big hairy brothers. Your turn. Well done. Next one, we might say ziz, ziz, boom. Your turn. Ziz, ziz, boom. Wave that wand. Well done. We might say tick, tack, ta. Your turn. Let's try it again with a wand. Tick, tack, ta. Super whack. Who is saying that? Who is saying these random, they're not really words, are they? Who is saying these? Ziz, ziz, boom, tick, tack, ta. Who do you think in the story would say these? Well done. The fairy. Yeah, the fairy godmother. Brilliant. And she might also say the words rats. My turn, your turn. Rats. Rats. Well done. Or crumbs. Crumbs. Brilliant. I think you are ready. Cinders. Well done. Prince Cinders. Prince Cinders was not much of a prince. He was small, spotty, scruffy, and skinny. He had three big, hairy brothers, well done, who were always teasing him about his looks. They spent their time going to the palace disco with princess girlfriends. They made poor Prince Cinders stay behind and clean up after them. When his work was done, he would sit by the fire and wish he was big and hairy like his brothers. One Saturday night, when he was washing the socks, a dirty fairy fell down the chimney. All your wishes shall be granted, cried the fairy. Are we ready? She said, ziz, ziz, boom, tick, tack, ta. This empty can shall be a car. Biff, baff, biff, bang, bong. Boo, boo, boo. To the disco you shall go. That can't be right, said the fairy. Even the cat looks a little bit confused. Toe of a rat and an eye of newt. Your rags will turn into a suit. Crumbs, thought the fairy. I didn't mean a swimsuit. Your greatest wish I'll grant to you. You shall be big and hairy too. Prince Cinders got big and hairy, all right. What? Said the fairy. Wrong again. But I am sure it all wears off at midnight. Prince Cinders didn't know he was a big hairy monkey, because that's the kind of spell it was. He thought he looked pretty good. There he is. That's what he thinks he looks like. So off he went to the disco. The car was too small to drive, but he made the best of it. But when he arrived at the Royal Rave Up, he found the disco empty. Rave up means party. He was too big to fit through the door. He decided to take the bus home. A pretty princess was waiting at the stop. "When's the next bus?" he grunted. Luckily, midnight struck and Prince Cinders changed back into himself. Doing! The princess thought he had saved her by frightening away the big hairy monkey. "Wait!" she shouted, but Prince Cinders was too shy. He even lost his trousers in a rush. The princess was none other than the rich and beautiful Princess Lovely Penny. She put out a proclamation to find the owner of the trousers. And here's the proclamation, and I need to zoom in because I can't see it. Should I read it? Yeah. The Princess Lovepenny decrees that she will marry whoever fits the trousers lost by the prince who saved her from being eaten by the big hairy monkey. Fitting sessions begin today. And she signed it PL, Princess Lovely Penny. Every prince for miles around tried to force the trousers on, but they wriggled about and refused to fit any of them. Of course, Prince Cinders' brothers all fought to get into the trousers at once. "Let him try," commanded the princess, pointing at Cinders. "They won't fit that little squirt," sneered his brothers. But, boys and girls, they did. Princess Lovely Penny proposed immediately. She asked the prince to marry her quickly, straight away, immediately. So, Prince Cinders married Princess Lovely Penny and lived in luxury, happily ever after. And Princess Lovely Penny had a word with the fairy about his big, hairy brothers. And what happened? Whom she turned into house fairies. And they flitted around the palace doing the housework forever and ever. The end. Well done, boys and girls. Close your book. Put it in the sack. Fun. Boys and girls, today we're going to go straight into our word for today. And it's a big word, okay? And I've got to break it down to read it. So, proclamation. Proclamation. Your turn. It's a hard word. Proclamation. A proclamation. Well done. So, this is a proclamation. Look how old it is. And this is a proclamation by the king. So this has been written by the king. Let's find out a little bit more. So a proclamation, in the story, the princess sends a message around the palace. And normally a proclamation is something it's an information that's very important, that matters. So it's normally a type of speech about important matters. So in the story, I had read that she put out a proclamation to find the owner of the trousers. So it was a very important speech, and it had been written by hand, and it had been signposted, and it had been advertised around the town, so she could find who owned the trousers. So that's a proclamation. So, boys and girls, when might I or an adult use the word a proclamation? I've got one here for you. Have a little think. So maybe it could be the Prime Minister could have created a proclamation. Well done. Oh, here I've got the Mayor's proclamation was published in this morning's newspaper. So the Mayor of Thurrock might have had a really important speech, and it was published in the newspaper, the Thurrock Gazette. The Mayor's proclamation was published in this morning's newspaper. Put your hands up if your parents read the newspaper. Put your hands up if you've ever read the newspaper. Wow. Boys and girls, I want you to have a little think about this question. When might someone make a proclamation? Oh, well done, Alex. Yes, the Queen. The Queen might make a proclamation as well. Fantastic. Great answer. So, boys and girls, let me have a little think about that question. When might someone make a proclamation? Have a little think. If you've got an answer, you can write it in the chat box and send it to me. When might someone make a proclamation, like a very important speech, and then it must be sent to everyone? Have a think about Cinderella and the story. The new proclamation from the palace. When might someone say that? Have you heard the new proclamation? Here, the head teacher made a proclamation about the new school rules. Do you agree or disagree? 3, 2, 1. Show me. Agree or disagree? The head teacher made a proclamation about the new school rules. Would Mr. George make a proclamation about the new school rules? Yes, well done. He would. He would make an important speech. Yes. And he would make sure everyone has heard what he has to say. Well done, boys and girls. Fantastic. Next one. This one's a funny one. You need to make a proclamation every time you go to the bathroom. Do we need to make a proclamation every time we go to the bathroom? 3, 2, 1, show me.